Good morning, Reptilians. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elle, and this is Elle's Reptiles. This week, we are going to be looking at my stack here from Custom Reptile Habitats. I am going to be going over basically a review of how this tank is now. This is actually several different tanks. The top ones, these little stacker things, and this tank I've had for right at 2 years. And this tank at the bottom, I've had for almost 4 years.
I'm like a hand in the viewfinder. Like I can. Oh goodness, this is a big tank.
So different timelines, they all match, but the one at the bottom I actually painted to match the rest because it was a gray color. The models, this one right here is obviously a much more updated version of this bottom one, which you can't see, but I think that's going to make the video a lot better to actually see how they updated over the years. Spoiler alert, this one is my favorite. These are my favorite tanks that I own. They are absolutely fantastic. If you want just a TLDR, highly recommend Custom Reptile Habitats. I love everything about these tanks. Look how beautiful these are. All right, so first of all, the overall structure. This has stayed absolutely perfect. The middle of this, there was actually some screws, which they told me after I set everything up that I could have just taken one of the screws out and it would have stayed and everything would have fit together nicely, but it doesn't matter. We kind of put some felt pads, I don't know if you can see it, right here just to kind of even everything out. And the structure and structural integrity of these tanks, absolutely perfection. Like, look at those straight lines. Look how perfect that is. Everything still slides like normal. These are actually open in the back. I don't know if you can see. So these light fixtures do get pretty dusty, but I mean, you can just cover that up. I mean, I clean them. I do dust things, but they do get kind of dusty in there because the back is open. But the back being open does make hooking all these up initially a lot easier than if it was just little holes in the back. Acrylic itself, so the top two up here are glass, so obviously they are still in a tip-top condition. There's no scratching, there's nothing. These are acrylic doors, the two 6-foot tanks, and this is where differences happen. So after 2 years, these acrylic doors on the corn snakes tank are still in absolute perfect condition. There's a couple scratches, like scuffs right here, if you can see them. I don't actually know what that's from. It's on the outside. It's something that I did. I don't know. But other than that, these are in perfect condition. They came with like little handles to put on to make them opening and closing easier. I did stick this on, which we will talk about that in a second, the reasoning for that. The bottom one, which was the original model, it's completely scuffed up. My blue tongue skink was in that one at first and he scuffed it all up. Now that Beard Dragon's in it, she has continued to scuff it up. But the doors on these updated ones, and I feel like they've probably updated it since the last 2 years too, so they're probably even better now, but they are still so quiet. Let's see if you can. Super quiet as opposed to the bottom ones. Insert footage here. And that is one thing I absolutely love about these tanks, is that they listen to people's feedback, because someone had reviewed the tanks and basically said that the noise scared their animal, and they fixed this, like they updated this and made the tracks different pretty quickly. They are absolutely fantastic. The mesh is still holding perfectly. Everything is good. All the doors still work fantastic. And this is the 4-year-old tank that's actually supporting all this weight, and it is doing such a good job at supporting these tanks. And again, that is a 4-year-old tank that's like original model. Absolutely love these. I adore these tanks. And also, I never actually set these up, but they actually have like thermostats and stuff in there. Super cool, built in. I built backgrounds into these tanks. The ones up here, actually I bought these backgrounds. These are the Universal Rocks background for this one, not the bottom one. But these two also were Universal Rocks backgrounds that I bought from Custom Reptile Habitats themselves, and they are holding up so fantastically. My corn snake's favorite spot is up here on this background. The leopard geckos can climb their backgrounds because there's ledges in it, and they have stayed connected to those backgrounds, to the PVC, so fantastically. I adore these tanks so much. Now, the only downside that I've found to these tanks, other than the scuffing of the acrylic, which is going to happen, it's acrylic, but look how clear that stayed. It doesn't yellow or anything. The only downside that I've found is that the doors can be a little bit rattly. So Let's see. I don't know if you can hear that. That is why I put these in the doors. I took the ones off up here so that way you can hear it rattle. But it does tend to rattle, so you can put like some kind of something in there to just kind of steady it so it doesn't do that. If you are on like a solid ground, so like when these get moved into the other room, because we'll be moving rooms soon, that is on a concrete slab. This is like just like a wood floor that's raised. I'm assuming it's not going to do that anymore. I'm assuming that's just the vibration in the floor that's causing that, and on a concrete slab it's not going to do that. But if you are building this like in a room that, I don't know, you have a basement under you or something, keep that in mind, because it's probably going to do that. It doesn't happen when I walk into this room, but I have kids, so when they come stomping into the room, that happens sometimes. But yeah, other than that, I adore these tanks. Also love that the top, you don't have to have like the full cover to cover the lights. It also came with just like some flat covers that you can cut the little light holes out of, but I just kept it empty since all these are arid species, that way air can circulate. Love that. And I also love that the backs are open. Again, arid species, it lets circulation happen. I do not have any problem keeping like humidity and temperature and stuff in these tanks. Absolutely love them. And even for my bearded dragon, which is down here, I've never had any issues with the type of plastic that the tank is made out of, and like heat, things like that. I absolutely adore these tanks. These videos are purposely not sponsored. That way you know that I am being 100% genuine and honest. I always am anyway, but that way there's no question. They're not sponsored for that reason. But yeah, I love these tanks. This one being all black and me having a large dog does mean that things get real dusty real fast. So, but that is it. That is all that I have for this week's video. Hopefully it was helpful if you are thinking about getting a tank from Custom Reptile Habitats. Obviously you don't have to get a big stack like this. They have just individual tanks that you can get as well. They also sponsor Snake Discoveries build off every year, so there's a whole bunch of footage of tanks there if you want more in-depth looks at the building the tank itself. But yeah, as always, if you haven't already, please feel free to follow me on my socials and like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications every single time I put out a new video, which is every Sunday and some Wednesdays. Almost every Sunday. Trying my best, and some Wednesdays. This week's subscribe chat is here. This subscribe chat is here. Thank you so much for liking, following, subscribing, and commenting, and sharing, and all that jazz. You are the bee's knees. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye. Is that good? Can you see everything? Actually, that is pretty solid. Let's just kind of tilt it this way just a little. There we go. Very nice. All right. Good morning, Reptilians. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elle, and there we go. Okay, let's try it again.